You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Justin Gaethje takes on Rafael Fiziev this Saturday in the co-main event of UFC 313 in Las Vegas. And this is an absolute banger of a co-main event. I'm very excited for this fight. It is a rematch. Originally supposed to be Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker pulled out. I think he broke his hand. So Rafael Fiziev is taking this fight on short notice. One of the many factors you got to take into consideration with this fight. Rafael Fiziev, he was preparing for a fight, I believe, in early February against Mateusz Gamrot, a rematch of their fight. But for whatever reason, that fight fizzled out. In that fight, Fiziev tore his ACL. This will be his first fight coming back since having knee construction surgery. So Justin Gaethje, first fight coming back from his KO loss to Max Holloway, was losing that fight pretty handily heading into the last 10 seconds of the fight, where we've all seen how that ended. Justin Gaethje face down, knocked out. So a lot of questions heading into this fight, and I've been going back and forth on this one, trying to justify who I think will win this fight. Justin Gaethje, like I said, coming off of a loss back in April, so he has taken a lot of time off, which is good to see. He's usually really good at taking time off, and he used to be really good about not taking short notice replacements and not taking short notice fights. He wants his 3 months to prepare, and that's what he's getting in this one. But it is a new opponent. I think the difference now is he's getting up there in age. He's going to be 37 in November. Knows he doesn't have tons more time in the sport, so can't really turn down a short notice opponent against somebody that he's already beat, and somebody who's been on a very long layoff themselves, and coming off of a really bad knee injury. So I understand why he's taking it. I understand why he wouldn't take it though too, coming off of a loss. Really don't want to drop 2 in a row at 37 years old. But Rafael Fiziev, very good striker, fights out of Tiger Muay Thai in Phuket, Thailand. Switches stances constantly, crazy good kicks, very good dexterity in his legs, very fast. He'll definitely have the speed advantage. I don't think he'll have the power advantage in this one though. But I'm curious to see how he performs with his kicks and his movement coming off of that ACL surgery. So landed a lot of strikes against Gaethje. Gaethje's chin held up. Gaethje was landing on him though too, and his chin was holding up. So I'm wondering if Gaethje's chin is how it's going to be after getting knocked out in that last fight. His style relies on being very gritty and kind of taking one to give one, and he was getting hit a lot in that fight against Rafael Fiziev. So I'm worried that he will get chinned in this one, but I am going to go with Gaethje to win this. A lot of fighters have been chinned and knocked out like that and were able to come back and recover. So I'm banking on Justin Gaethje's toughness and him doing the right thing and taking almost a year off before coming back, that he'll be back to full form. My main gripe with Justin Gaethje is he's a great athlete and he's a great D1 wrestler, but he never uses it. He kind of uses it like a Chuck Liddell style fighter, where he'll just use it defensively to keep it on the feet, because he's, obviously devastating on the feet. But he did shoot 2 takedowns against Rafael Fiziev in the last fight, didn't get him. Looked like Fiziev was able to stuff him pretty well, but he did get one in the 3rd round at the very end pretty easily, but that was because Fiziev was gassed. But Fiziev is taking this on short notice, or is he? I don't know. He was supposed to have a fight early February, but technically this is on short notice. So is he gonna have the cardio that he needs to fight somebody like Justin Gaethje and defend takedowns? He had a full camp in the last fight, and he looked like he started to gas in the 3rd round, and I think he lost the 3rd round. I think he lost the last 2 rounds. You can argue that he won the lot. You can argue that he won the first 2, but I think Gaethje won the last 2 to get the decision. He lands great knees against Justin Gaethje, landed a few right on the chin, and Gaethje ate him. Again, will he be able to eat him this time around when he's damn near 37, coming off of a KO loss? I think that Fiziev is the more technical striker. I think that he's faster. I think that he does have power, but not as much power as Gaethje. I think Gaethje kind of wings his punches, and I feel like Fiziev is able to defend against a style like Gaethje has. But I think Fiziev's going to be kind of tentative in this fight. I'm really concerned about how that knee is going to hold up against somebody with the kicking power of Justin Gaethje. I recently tore my ACL, and he's about 18 months out from tearing it. Who knows when he had surgery? And I know that I didn't have confidence in my knee 18 months out. So to be getting kicked like that, Gaethje knows which knee it is. He's going to be going after it. That he's been out of the cage for a long time. But then again, are we going to see the same Gaethje after being chinned like he did? We've seen him get TKO'd before, but we've never seen him face down like that. So very curious to see kind of how these guys come out. I feel like it'll be kind of a filling out period. Fiziev did take this on short notice, but it's not like Gaethje pushes a high pace to where it could gas him out. So I feel like with him preparing for a fight a month ago, he still has the cardio to go 3 rounds with somebody like Gaethje. But the reason he had a lot of success in that first fight is because he was throwing so much volume and throwing just crazy heat at Justin Gaethje, to where he kind of gassed towards the end of that fight. But I am going to go with Gaethje. Like I said, I don't think he gets the finish here. I think it's going to be a slower paced fight than we're used to. Like I said, I think both these guys are going to be a little bit tentative, but I think Gaethje's going to get a lot of respect with his leg kicks. I think he's going to mix up his wrestling. I think the fact that he was shooting takedowns wasn't getting them, but they ended up getting them his third try in the third round. I think he's going to try and go to the well on that one, especially considering he just got knocked out. He might take the safer route in this one, especially with it being a short notice fight. There's a lot of risk here, a lot of downside in this one. I could see him being safe on the feet, but really mixing in his wrestling just to gas out Fiziev because he is taking out short notice, but also just to open up his strikes. And if he can get the guy to the ground and pound him out there or win a decision that way, I wouldn't be mad about it. I think we would all understand that the circumstances have changed. Short notice opponent, you're coming off of a bad knockout loss, you just want to get back in the win column, you're 37. Like I could see Gaethje playing it safe in this one, which he could still get into a war, but I just don't think he's going to go out there and have the same mindset and strategy that he normally does, where he relies heavily on being able to take shots, because he's gonna definitely be questioning that, and I think we're all gonna be wondering the same thing: is can he take shots like he used to? And Rafael Fiziev isn't the guy you want to test that on. But I think Gaethje wins. I think he'll get a decision. I think he'll go to the well, the leg kicks, he'll feint, shoot takedowns. I think he'll be more well-rounded than we've seen Justin Gaethje in his approach, where he's normally just trying to knock somebody out. That fight with Holloway was, again, broke his nose. At that first round was a feeling out period. Broke his nose at the end of the first, was getting eye poked like crazy in the second round. I just feel like that wasn't vintage Gaethje. I think obviously it's his fault that he got his nose broken, but getting eye poked, fighting a very tricky fighter like Max Holloway, I just feel like things didn't really go his way that night. And it's hard for me to judge him for that fight. Obviously he did get knocked out, but even without that, didn't have the best performance. But I think had the cards kind of stacked against him from the beginning, especially against something like Max Holloway, one of the greatest to do it. So, but before that, I mean, knocked out Dustin Poirier. Knocked out Dustin Poirier. Rafael Fiziev lost to Charles Oliveira, but beat Michael Chandler, lost to Khabib. He's only losing to top tier guys, really good guys, good grapplers. Best in the world, Max Holloway. I don't think Fiziev's there yet. Fiziev's obviously a great striker, but he has great takedown defense. We saw that against Gamrot too, but Gamrot doesn't have much of a threat on the feet. He's got cardio and takedowns. He's not a knockout artist. Fiziev doesn't really have to worry about that, whereas Gaethje, you got to worry about getting knocked out. You got to get worried about taking down. Got to worry about the leg kicks, so a lot more to worry about from that, which I think can open up his strikes and his grappling. So I'm gonna go with Gaethje. I can't imagine. I wonder what the odds would be on this fight if Fiziev had a full camp. I really do. He's a plus 105 right now, coming in on a week or two's notice. Rafael Fiziev, Fiziev's the favorite. Fiziev is a minus 130 favorite. Justin Gaethje's the underdog. I can see that, but I think they just see how much success he had in the last fight against Gaethje. He is the younger guy. He's only 31, 32. But he's been on such a long layoff coming off of an awful knee injury. Hasn't won since 2022. You know, it's like I get it, but I got to go with Gaethje in this one. More experience, more ways to win. So, Gaethje by decision. Thanks.